Wes, thank you so much for doing this interview with me, and especially because of where I am. My friend, we're in a room right now, and I'm seeing equipment. There's noise and everything going on. What's going on here, man?
Well, right now we're shooting a music video for my latest single, Consequence.
Okay. Have you done videos before, man? Because very rarely do I get a chance to be on set. What is it like to do a video?
Well, I've never done a video like this before. Now, it's really cool because we have all the lighting gear and stuff here, and this video is it has a very elaborate storyline, so there's quite a lot going on with stuff here at 401 Richmond, and even like 5 minutes up the road at Kensington Market, we're doing some filming in a coffee shop there, and it's crazy. It's because, I mean, like seeing yourself on a professional camera, like looking at the playback and, seeing it all come together is like super exciting.
Did you ever think, here you are being a songwriter, you're singing, I mean, you've got great music going on, and then there has to be some acting in this too, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's new to me as well, but I'm getting more warmed up to it as I go.
Well, here's the thing that I love about you, man. Here you are, you're working hard, you're getting this video going, and your EP is released today. Instead of going out and celebrating, you're still working.
Yeah. Well, today was the day we were doing the film, the shooting, so yeah, there's a lot going on. And the EP right now, I mean, it's good to do as much as you can in the time, like the crunch time, because there's a lot of cool promotion we can do with the video as well for the EP, and that's what it's meant for. So we'll be releasing the video quite soon to help promote the EP.
Well, I cannot wait to see it since I've got a little bit of the background on this. But man, we got to talk about your background. We got to talk about your career. I mean, you're a young man, but when I hear your voice and your music, man, you sound like, you're 30, 40 years old, man. There's a maturity inside of you, man, that is busting out. But man, you got a great mix of young and old school and new school.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Where does that come from?
Well, to be honest, I listen to a ton of classic rock. So my main inspirations, I would probably say, is like the Beatles and Oasis and Pink Floyd, and that era of music has really inspired me. So I don't know where my songwriting influences come with some of that stuff, but yeah, I've been told many times that I have an old soul.
When did you know, though, growing up, that music was going to be a big part of your career? I mean, man, we all want to be a performer. I tried singing, man. Didn't work out for me, but somehow it's working for you.
Yeah, well, it's hard sometimes because, I mean, if you're into music and you have creativity, like, creative outputs, like whether it's painting or singing or even filmmaking, it's kind of hard to, like, believe in yourself sometimes when other people don't around you. And, for me, I kind of found singing and making music throughout my whole life just as something fun to do. But it wasn't until like the end of high school where I really decided like I needed to do this for my career. So it's not easy all the time to, there's a lot of doubting, but there's also it's all about being optimistic and just believing in what you're doing, I guess.
Yeah, but the belief though too, man, is the songwriting, man. You are crisp at that. What kind of stories do you like to talk about through your songwriting?
Well, I mean, I write a lot of love songs, but I also write a lot of songs about life and existential dilemmas, kind of who am I, what is the world I'm in, kind of just a deep understanding. And in this EP, for example, like a lot of the messages I would say is like self-discovery and kind of growing up and just figuring out things yourself.
But when you were figuring things out, man, you were part of a lot of these like songwriting competitions and stuff, man. We'll talk a little bit about that because that's not an easy thing to do, putting yourself out there like that. Yeah,
well, about 3 years ago, I think I started entering the international songwriting competition. And it's been a long process, but now I've got a song, my last single, which was Worth It. It's in the screenshot category for Unsigned Only, which is an international competition. So screenshot means like songs for movies and film and TV and stuff like that. So.
Oh man, so this is something that could happen then.
Yeah, there's about 15 people in my category, so I don't know when exactly the winners are announced, but I mean, it's pretty cool to get that, credit.
Jeez, man. And what about, there's something else too with CBC? What was going on with that?
Well, I entered the CBC Spotlight. It's this competition where, new artists come in and they send in these videos essentially to get noticed. And it's not like American Idol or anything, but I guess the finals are kind of more like that. But what happened was I got top artists under 20. I got this pretty cool title, and there was like 10 of us or something like that. So.
Man, do you ever really think about this? A lot of people at your age do not know what they want to do. You've got a good grasp at that. How do you feel that meeting people and working people is helping your career move into the direction that it is?
Well, I think the people that I'm around is a huge part of it, because connections are a lot in this business. And I've been really lucky to be partnered with a great team, great producer, Ben Pelshaw. And, I just got, you need to really appreciate the people that are around you all the time, and, stick with the people that you work well with, and always stick with it and stick with them.
All right, well, let's talk a little bit about the EP. First single off of that, what was that one?
The first single was Worth It.
Okay. Give me a little bit of background behind the single.
Well, Worth It is an acoustic song. It's a love song about, heartbreak and discovering that even though love can hurt you, it's always worth it to give it a try. And, it can be scary sometimes, but it's all about being worth the experience and stuff like that.
Are we talking something that could be from experience or what?
Well, Worth It was kind of composed of a lot of relationships. Like, I guess it's my whole life understanding, because I wrote it after, things went south with a relationship back in the day, but it's not about that particular relationship. It's kind of about many.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was inspired, I suppose, by a certain, experience, but.
What's the rest of the EP like? We've talked about the two singles. What's the rest going to be like?
Well, the rest of the EP is very interesting, because Worth It is, I would say the EP is kind of like a vibe between Ed Sheeran and Coldplay. And Worth It is kind of more like that Ed Sheeran, storytelling, singer-songwriter, folk vibe. But Consequence, the new single, and some other songs in the EP are, very, very different. Kind of more on the Coldplay side, because the experimentation with different sounds and, more fuller arrangements and things like that.
Look, man, we've got so many great artists going on here. I mean, from The Weeknd to Bieber, Shawn Mendes, whatever. Are you ready to be part of that group, man? Because the way your music is going, you're going to be right up there. Plus, as a young man, role model. People are going to be looking up to you, too.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's so inspirational coming from a city like Toronto that has so much talent, and hopefully I can be up there with those guys one day, because that is the plan, but it'd be incredible if I could ever be at that level.
But I got to ask you, though, man, how are you handling the ladies now? Because you know how it is, man. When you got a great voice and a great look, they're going to come a-creeping on you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I suppose.
You're going to leave that out.
I haven't experienced too much of that yet, but I mean, I've been told that,
It's a coming.
things like that will happen.
But as we have the EP out now, man, what's going to happen for you for the rest of 2017 and 18 musically? Are we going to have some shows? Are we going to have maybe hooking up on a tour with some other people? Where do you want to see things happen?
Well, right now I'm mostly just focusing on the EP release and, getting the video done and stuff like that. But in September, I'm going to be doing a radio tour in Saskatchewan, and I'm going to be promoting my EP out there, which is a new market I haven't touched on yet. But in terms of shows and stuff like that and tours, there's a lot of interesting things in the works right now, but nothing too set. So I guess it'll be determined soon.
One last question. If I could throw you into the hot tub time machine All right. And send you back as a young boy, 8, 9, 10 years old, really starting to feel like I love this kind of music. What advice would you give yourself back then that you know now, that maybe you didn't know, of course, back then?
Well, I've thought about that a lot. And I would probably say surround yourself with people that'll bring you up. Because, I mean, a lot of my life, I've kind of, like I was saying before, it's been hard for me to kind of just grasp a hold of what I really have and what I could do with what I have. But I haven't always been, around the kind of people that I can feed off of. So, like, creative people are hard to come by sometimes. And, I've had a great group of friends my whole life, but I think I would have definitely told myself to be more focused on what really matters.
That makes sense, man.
But I mean, I'm only 18. I'm turning 19 in a month.
Yeah, I
so.
said 18 with a 40-year-old soul. All right.
Yeah, there's still a lot of time to go, I suppose.
Absolutely.
But to get started early, to focus early on what could be in the future would that's what I would tell myself.
I cannot wait to see what your future is like. But for now, though, social media is the thing to be. Where do we go to follow you, man?
Well, you can go to Instagram, which is Wes Mason Music, Twitter, which is Wes Mason Music, and my website, which is wesmasonmusic.com.
Fantastic. Look, I know you're sweating here, lights are on and everything. You got a video to finish up here. Thank you so much for letting me come on set, man. But more importantly, thank you for being part of this new Canadian fabric. You're a big inspiration on it, man.
Thank you so much for coming, and it was a pleasure talking to you.